Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the PTFootypodcast. Instead of starting the way that I normally start, I just want to point out that we're all hoping that everything goes well in the Madeira because of all the fires that have been happening and things have gone very difficult. So we hope that our fire department can help them go through the tough time that they'll be going through. Anyway, starting off, I got Kyle with me today, finally.
Thanks guys for having me back. It's been a long time.
Yeah, long time no see. Kevin
Hey everybody, how you doing? And everybody in Madeira, stay strong.
and Alex.
What is on, everybody?
So okay, on today's oh god, things are gonna be good today. On today's agenda, we're starting off with Benfica. Huh? How about that? I think it was the most obvious choice because of the Supertaças, so we're gonna go right into that. So starting off, I'll give you the lineup. So Benfica's lineup because who cares about Braga to be honest? Not just kidding, but yeah, Benfica's lineup. Júlio César, Nelson Semedo, Luizão, Lindelof, and Grimaldo. Feza, André Horta, Pizzi, Servi, Jonas, and Mitroglou. Benfica won 3-0. Sábio, Raul, and Samaris also played. Servi, Pizzi, and Jonas were the goal scorers. I'm going to start with the Benfiquista because why not? Kyle, what did you think of the game?
I thought that was an entertaining game to watch, not just Benfica. It was both Braga and Benfica. They both played really well that game. And it started off with Servi scoring that nice goal. And then after that goal, I feel like Braga had like many chances after, and they were getting really unlucky. And then at halftime, we had like started getting more chances, and then Braga had that chance with Rafa, and he missed the open net. He could have tied it up. And then after that, pretty much Pizzi, I was getting mad at Pizzi the whole game, and then he gets himself a goal and assist. And I'm really happy we won the Supertaça. It was nice goals too.
Yeah, so first 20 minutes all Benfica. There's the goal. There's Nelson Semedo's ball that hit the bar. There's André Horta's shot that goes just wide off the post, and then it was all Braga until halftime. The Benfica picked it up, tried to level things up, and then out of a free kick for Benfica, Braga get the ball back. Marafona very well finds Rafa that goes to Júlio César, and yeah, he shoots it wide. I got no idea how that happened. And then Jonas with a touch of class. If you guys didn't pay attention to that goal, the way that he passes the ball to Pizzi is wonderful, and then he's run. It's like they knew what they were gonna do. So that's something you practice, and with the years that they've been together. I mean, 2 years and 2 years. They're gonna start their third year. So it shows the chemistry there, and then Pizzi tops it off with a tremendous goal. I mean, that was outrageous. But yeah, so Kevin, you also watched the game. So from a neutral point of view, what did you think of it?
I watched bits and pieces of it. From what I did see, Benfica did play better than Braga. Braga had a couple of chances. I saw the one chance that Rafa had, not the one with the open net. It was the one, I believe it was still in the first half, like towards the end of the half, where he hit the ball. Yep, I saw that. But mostly, Benfica's attack was pretty good. I was actually pretty impressed with Servi. He got the first goal, so yeah, he's pretty good. Some of the players really stood out. I'm just talking about the summer neutral perspective. And Braga also had some good players. Let me see, besides Rafa Silva, Marcelo, was it Baiano? Not Marcelo Baiano.
Yeah, I know. There's Baiano right back and Goyan the left back.
Yeah, so I just got those two mixed up. Yeah, Baiano played pretty well, I thought. He was pretty good. So yeah, Benfica did play better, and they did deserve to win the Supertaça.
I guess someone that didn't impress you at all, though, Bali. I mean, the first two goals you could, probably say that it was his fault. What did you think of Bali's performance? He was linked with Porto for a couple of weeks now.
You had to bring it up, didn't you? You just had to.
I had to. I mean, because his match was so bad that I mean, I had to point that out. I had to point that out.
Yeah, and like I said last week, what was it, 7 million or even 8 million is just like way too much for him. He's overpriced. If he was half the price, I wouldn't mind it. It could have been he just had one bad game, but maybe it was enough for Porto to get cold feet. So,
Hmm.
he's not. I don't think he's going to come now, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's a bullet that we dodged there.
Yeah. And surprisingly so, Alex also at least saw the highlights. Alex, overall, from the highlights that you saw, I mean, that video didn't really miss much of the game. What did you think of it? I mean, there were plenty of chances for either team.
Alright, so guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not watch any highlights.
Okay.
Oh my.
So yeah, I don't really watch shit teams, so there's really no point in me watching
Oh my.
it. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the video that I might post the video on the podcast Twitter. It's about 7 minutes long and basically shows pretty much everything that happened during that match. But yeah, okay. Since Alex didn't see it, we'll move on to Samaris. Now, I wanted to discuss this one with you, Kyle, because when Samaris came on, there was definitely an impact there, wasn't it? I feel like the midfield was getting sloppy. I mean, props for Ander Horta for staying the 90 minutes, even though he was a little bit tired. But as soon as Samaris came on, I guess we sort of controlled the midfield a little bit better. What do you think of his performance coming off the bench?
I think that was a good sub because he can play attacking and defensively. Um, but I think that t sorry, I almost said Talishka. Samarish, I do think he'll be sold because that him subbing him on that game, I really don't think that he's going to be sold because of that sub. Like I think that Rui Vitória still has plans for him in the coming season. I'm not sure if he'll be
I mean,
sold,
hmm
but I don't know. He played pretty good in the the sub he got for the game.
hmm I'll discuss our full squad in a minute now because they got everyone, and we'll discuss midfielders. I also think he's not going to get sold, at least not for a good amount of money. Um, and last question regarding this match. We saw Mitroglou, and we saw Raul. It's the same thing as last season, the beginning of last season. Who should start? What's your opinion, Kyle?
That's a tough question because Mitroglou, I didn't really see too much from him that game. He didn't have the greatest game of his life, and Jimenez, he could have scored the last goal that PZ scored. He should have put that in, but he missed. Oh, the goalie saved it. Um, I still think we should start Mitroglou because of last season's form and see if he can get back into that form. But I think that if he doesn't get into that form, maybe Jimenez will be the guy, and hopefully one of them or both of them, I hope they do both really, really good. So it's a tough. I want it to be like a tough challenge, so there's more goals. But I think we should start Mitroglou for now.
Kyle, besides the goals that Mitroglou has and Raul doesn't, Mitroglou brings a little bit more of a. He opens up spaces, doesn't he? He's unlike Raul. Raul prefers getting the ball. He basically does what Jonas does. He tries to get the ball from the midfield and then basically pace through his opponents and try and score. While Mitroglou is more of a I'll open up spaces for you to score type of player. Uh, I think he's got that in his favor. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Raul is more of like a defensive forward. He does come back, trying to get the ball. But I also like Mitroglou because of he is a bit taller than Jimenez, I'm pretty sure, and he's that guy that if you cross the ball in, he's probably gonna get his head on it. So I prefer Mitroglou, but anything can happen. So
Hmm. I actually got a question here for Kevin because he did watch. You watched sort of the game. You watched
Just
bits
bits
and
and
pieces of
pieces.
it.
bits and
Yeah.
pieces, yeah.
But I think it was I think it was enough for him at least to get a decent opinion on what he thought of Andre Horta's game. I'm gonna ask you this, Kevin, because both me and Kyle being Benfiquistas, we might be overhyping him a little bit too much, but I don't think that's the case. Although I think he is good. Do you think that he can replace Renato? I mean, obviously, comparing him to Renato is unfair, but do you think that he can get the job done in Benfica's midfield, Kevin?
Oh, geez, that's some pretty big shoes to fill there for Renato. I mean, he could be the next Renato. I don't think he'll be anything close to it, but he could be like the perfect replacement. You know what I mean? So from what I saw, um, with the game against Braga, he did fill in the role pretty well. So, and he's young too. How old is he? 20?
19.
19. Oh, so he's still young. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big shoes to fill. It's still early to tell because it could still be like the beginning stages, and he's obviously trying to impress and prove a point. So anything could happen. He might stay on the right track and just keep playing this way, and these guys will have another big sale. Uh, but yeah, I think it's still a little too early to tell. I can see the hype though. I mean, it's kind of hard to not overhype a player. I mean, I'll give you an example with Otavio. I know that we
Hmm.
saw him last season with Guimarães. It's his first season with Porto, so he's trying his best to prove a point. So, it's still too early to tell. We'll have to see what happens in a couple of weeks. We can discuss it and compare them respectively with Porto and Benfica. So, yeah, from what I saw, he is a promising player, and he played very well for you guys.
Hmm. That's actually a very good example. Both players stand out or stood out on their loans, playing attacking as attacking midfielders. There we go. So that was a good example, Kevin. Kyle, we loaned out Farinha, and this is one of them stupid deals. I don't understand. We brought this guy in 3 years ago, never played, and third straight loan. Uh, what do you think of this? I mean,
I don't understand why the heck we still have him. We should have just sold him instead of loaning him out. Like, how old is he? Like 24, 25? I don't think he's got a future.
26.
26? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's definitely not got a future. I don't see what the point of this is. Unless they're trying to raise his value if he plays good in the other wherever he got loaned
I mean,
out.
he's going to Greece. He's going to Greece, play for Astera Tripoli or something like that. So
Yeah,
I
that's
can
odd.
see his value going up, but
I think it's just weird, and we should just sell them no matter how much you get anyway, because it's not like he's gonna play for us anyway. So for
exactly.
me, it's kind of stupid.
Hmm. There's a rumor going on, and I mean, Zero Zero already jumped the gun and say that he's a Toulouse player, at least on loan. Ola John going to France. If that deal goes through, I mean, obviously I'm a big Ola John fan, so I'm not gonna give out my opinion on this. But do you think that this is good for the player and the club? Because going to France, we've seen it before. Players, that weren't giving out all that much, and then go to France and stand out and get themselves a big move. I mean, you got Ben Arfa from Nice to PSG, and even Ricardo from Porto that didn't want to come back to Porto because he was playing well at, I think it was Nice as well. So, what do you think of this move, Kyle?
Um, I think that well, I don't mind Olajon. Like he for me, I think when he's playing good, he's really good. But this move would be good. I think we should go with it wherever he goes in France because I don't see, especially how many wingers we have already. Olajon is just not going to be fitting into this team. But I do like Olajon. Well, sometimes he seems like a bit of a ball hog, but I remember one goal he scored. I think it was against Bayer Leverkusen, where he like did some crazy trickery moves and then he just shot the ball and it went in. And I was like, what the heck? But yeah, I think that he should just get sold or loaned or whatever the deal is.
I think we might be able to still get a decent bit amount of money for him.
Yeah.
Um, Also, last but not least, Cidino was finally left Benfica. What are your thoughts on this?
I haven't really seen any games of him. But how much was the fee?
I
Or
think he just straight up left Benfica. To give you a
oh,
little bit of a background on San Cedino, he was a big promise like back in the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006. He then moved to England, where he was wrongfully how am I gonna say this? Accused of raping a girl. Yeah, he was wrongfully accused of raping someone. Then the court decided in his favor, and Benfica offered him his job back. He played for Benfica, but was never really that player that he promised to be when he was in the youth levels. And he's been getting a lot of stick from the fans for the past season. I guess he's not really good enough for Benfica, so it's a good move for him, and especially going to Aroca. Maybe this is exactly what he needs because Aroca got Europa League championship, so um, you know,
yeah, yeah,
it's sad for the guy that he got wrongfully accused of rape, and then Benfica gave him an opportunity, and now he's going to Aroca. That's
yeah,
basically it.
yeah. I think
Uh,
it's a good move for
yeah,
him,
definitely.
hopefully.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
it's good for us too because I guess he wasn't really good enough for us, so might as well get rid of those players.
Yeah. So before I touch upon our squad, we play Tondela next week. Just want to point that out on Saturday, 8:30. What is that? 3:30 US time, I
3:30.
believe.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, I'm expecting nothing but a win, but I mean, it's Tondela, so it's going to be difficult. But we touched upon this last week, so there's not really much to say. Moving on now to our squad here, and Kyle, I'm gonna say the full squad, and then I'm gonna let you in on a couple of players that I have some question marks in whether they're gonna stay or leave. Okay.
All right.
All right. So our current squad has 29 players, and let's start with the goalkeeper. So we got Júlio César, Ederson, and Paulo Lopes. Defenders: Nelson Semedo, André Almeida, Luizão, Lisandro, Lindelof, Jardel, Grimaldo, Eliseu, and Marçal. Then on the wingers, we got Salvio, Carrilho, Pizzi, Zivkovic, Chervi, Benitez, and Guedes. Midfielders: Samaris, Feza, Horta, Celis, and Danilo. Strikers: Jovic, Mitroglou, Jonas, Raul, and Rui Fonte. There's a lot of players, especially a lot of wingers. So my question is, starting with the defenders here, I don't see a lot of them leaving, but I could see Lisandro and Marçal leaving. Now, what do you think? Would you cut them from the team?
I would cut Marçal from the team, but Lisandro, I think it's nice to have that extra center back there just in case, because injuries is not like we've been having some bad luck last season with our injuries on our center backs. So
Mhm.
I think we should keep Lisandro, but get rid of Marcel.
Okay. Now moving on to the wingers. We have a lot of wingers, but Guedes can go play on the B team, so it's fine. But Salvio, Carrilho, and Benitez, one of them's got to leave, right, Kyle? Because we have a lot of wingers. So,
Yeah.
uh, would you mind seeing Benitez leave on loan? I mean, that was rumored, and I mean, I
Well,
don't really see a lot of space for him.
well, for me, I definitely would keep Carrillo, so he's out of
Hmm.
the question. But it's tough between Salvio and Benitez because I know we can get lots of money for Salvio. Because there was like interest from England, like Sunderland and all those teams. But
Hmm.
Benitez, we could also loan him and have that extra depth in the squad with Salvio and Carrillo, like they can be backups and stuff. So
Hmm.
I'd say, to be honest, I'd say loan out Benitez. I think that Rui Vitoria doesn't want to use him in the first. Well, he did like show him in those preseason games, but I don't know, the past couple of games, or I'm not paying attention or something, I didn't see him
He
in a couple of
played
those.
against Leon, but still, I mean, it's difficult here unless you move him to an attacking midfielder. Then he definitely has a spot because moving
Yeah.
on to the midfielders, we got Samaris, Feza, Horta, Celis, and Danilo. Now I got my question mark on Celis, even though I think that he's going to stay. But defensive midfielders, we got Samaris, Feza, Celis, and possibly Danilo. I mean, Danilo says that he prefers playing at 8, but we mostly saw him play as a 6 in the past. That leaves us just with Horta as an attacking midfielder. I mean, is that enough?
Maybe if Talisca stays. I'm kidding. I'm
Ah.
kidding. But yeah, that's true. Benitez, I don't think Rui Vitória would keep Benitez to play as a center attacking midfielder. Maybe we could go into the market and maybe get an experienced one, like I saw rumors of Hernandez coming to
I
Benfica.
think you.
Not sure if
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that's true or not, but
I think you would have
that would be.
rejected that. But that's what I think I saw that, but it's all rumors.
But yeah, I think that's well, it would be good for Benitez to come play as a center attacking mid, but I still think Benfica are probably going to, you know, they're not going to be selling Benitez. I mean, they're not going to be loaning him out, Benitez.
So, what about Salish? Do you keep Salish, or do you loan him out,
Uh,
or do you? Another alternative that I just brought up. Do you put him up on the B team and see if he lowers down those aggressiveness levels and
yeah, I
wants
was about
to
to
occupy the right
say that.
space?
Yeah, I think we should put him on the B team, get him some playing time down there, and hopefully it'll be solved down there, and maybe he'll gain some more experience down there, and maybe earn his role. You never know.
All right, so strikers. I don't think there's really much of an issue here because Jovic, B team. I think this is obvious. Mitroglou, Jonas, and Raul, and Rui Fonte. Now, Rui Fonte goes.
Mm, I'm not sure if he'll go because he was not that bad in the preseason games, but
Yeah.
I maybe might go back to Braga. I also saw some rumors that he might be heading back on a loan or even a transfer. But
Mhm.
I'd personally keep him, have that extra striker there just in case. But we do have lots of strikers in the B team like Jovic and Šaponic and all those
Exactly.
players too. So it's tough, but I'd keep Refont.
Okay. In my opinion, I think he's probably gonna get sold. And with what we did here, we managed to cut from 29 to 23 players, and I'll explain you how. Cut Marcel from the team, he'd get sold. Benitez would be loaned out, and Gedge would go between the first squad and the B squad. We've moved around Salish as well, and Jovic uh, the same, and Flunt gets sold. So that's 6 players from 29 to 23. I think a 23-man squad is the best for us, Kyle, because you put the players in the B team up to the A squad whenever you need them to, and you don't have a lot of players. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Do you think that 23 guys is more than good enough?
23 is perfect for me because not too much players, but not too little, and there's lots of depth in this squad. So I think that's perfect number.
And you still got those guys going up from the B team to the A squad. So I mean, I think it's pretty good. Um, I just wanna cut this up for a little bit. I just wanna read this one because I've got news. I mean, from Record that they just posted right now that Benfica could miss the game against Tondela because of how the pitch looks like. Uh,
Oh,
Really?
come
I'm not
on.
kidding. I'm not kidding. It says that Benfica has informed the league and Tondela that they might not go to the game next Saturday
That's
because they
Alright.
ridiculous.
believe that the pitch is not in decent conditions. And they say that
Leave it
there's
to
an
Benfica, eh?
article. There's an article that does say about that. That says something about that. That if the pitch or the stadium is not in conditions, that the team is punished with a defeat. Um, I mean, obviously we see this
I'll take it.
all the time, so I mean, I don't really
Who
believe
will
this is
suffer
gonna
the
happen.
defeat? Tondela?
Tondela suffers defeat if their stadium doesn't have enough security, the pitch
No,
isn't
I'd
okay,
rather
or if they
watch
don't
them.
have the
Hey,
kits.
that's a bunch of bull.
I
That
know,
is.
but I mean, you guys seen at least you've seen the pics. I mean, I posted the pics for that Cristiano
That pitch is
I've
podcast.
seen
horrible.
worse. I've seen
The
worse.
pitch,
Trust
yeah,
me.
but the pitch looks terrible, and we're talking midsummer. how the hell is a pitch like this? I mean, I don't think this is gonna go through, but we gotta talk about this, guys, 'cause this is gonna happen throughout the whole season. Why do teams do this on purpose? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, because the pitch shouldn't be like this. We're in midsummer, so it should be at least in decent conditions. I mean, what are you
No,
guys saying?
I agree with you that the pitches shouldn't be like that, but I mean, to hand a loss to Tondela, that's just a bunch of bull, and that really pisses me off because I don't know how many times I remember there was a game with the Porto and Olivense. Olivense was the host for that match, and they ended up postponing the match because the field was in bad condition. Porto hosted Braga a couple of seasons ago at home. The pitch was waterlogged, completely waterlogged, and it cost us the game because I believe it was who was it? I forgot who it
I remember
was.
the game against Boa Vista that you
It was
guys
against
drew
Boavista.
0-0.
We were home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my phone
and
got sent off.
all right,
That's
and there
cool.
was the ball was going to come to one of the attackers. I forgot who the striker was at the time, and the ball
Yeah,
stopped like right in the
I
middle.
remember that. I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
That
But we're
that
talking.
pitch was
We're ta-
unplayable.
I
But
mean, yeah,
it goes to
Kevin, but
show
we're
you, like,
talking summer. We're not talking. I mean,
but
we're
why
talking
can't you
summer. We're
guys
not
play?
talking winter.
Why
I
can't you
mean,
guys play? We
I
played
don't
on a
know. I mean,
waterlogged pitch,
you see the
and
kid, but the issue is that at least that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm seeing it from this perspective. When it's winter, you got absolutely no fault that the pitch is in unplayable conditions. But when you're in the middle of the summer, it's it's sunny out there, and the weather's nice, and you can water the pitch all the time. I don't see why it's like this. I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is going to go through. But I mean, Alex, what do you think of this?
I haven't really seen the pictures of Condelo's pitch, but I think it's ridiculous if they're gonna not play and they get a free win from it. I think it's kind of stupid. But hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully that pitch works in Condelo's favor.
Oh my.
See, but Kevin, what I was saying before we lost you was that in the middle of the summer, it's hot. You can water the pitch regularly. There's no reason for it to be like this. I don't see why they treat the pitch so badly that it is in that state.
Maybe they don't have the money to. You never know.
but why threaten to make the team lose? Every time there's a game that has to be moved or it can be postponed. Why would Tondela have to be handed a loss? I just don't get it. Maybe that's
I
just
think I
what record
think
wants.
from what I saw, and I'm reading this, on the spot, translating from Portuguese to English. But from what I understood, it says in the regulations that it says there's an article here that says if you don't uh, do the game for lack of security, lack of equipment, lack of kits or whatever it is, whenever it doesn't do, through those facts or through those, things, that it's punished with a defeat. That's what I'm seeing it right here. But
I know, but just to hand them a loss over this would be ridiculous.
but I don't think it's gonna happen anyway. But still, I
No,
think
I don't think it will. It's just a point.
did Benfica really do this? I mean, we all know how newspapers are. I mean, maybe
I mean, it is
the
record,
season's
so
starting. The season is starting, and we're already gonna see, these types of things go around a lot. So,
yeah, I
but
don't believe anything they say anyway.
yeah, but still, I mean, this is just to remind people that pitches are gonna be terrible this season. And I don't know if you guys remember the mushroom in the freaking Gil Vicente Stadium 2 seasons ago when Benfica played them. That was ridiculous. But yeah, we're gonna go through ridiculous pitches. But anyway, moving on to Porto now. Kevin,
Boo.
Best topic of the
Man,
day.
I'm gonna be waiting for a while, aren't I?
yeah, I asked you, do we go Porto or do we go Sporting last? You said Sporting last, so there
Yeah,
you go.
because you gotta save
They're
the
always
best for last.
last.
You
Start
gotta.
with Sporting. Start with Sporting because they used to be in last.
Anyway, Kevin, you played Villarreal on your presentation, man. So you got a new
Ridiculous.
mascot, the Draco, I don't know
Draco,
what it's called.
Draco.
The Draco, yeah. But anyway, you won
What's up with
against
your
Real
Benfichas
Madrid.
never saying anything from Porto, right? Lopatoki, and now you can't even say Draco. What's the matter with you guys?
It's Draco in Portuguese. I said it right. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
Draco.
Alright. So yeah, you beat the Real. André Silva scored the goal. So your lineup was the following: Iker Casillas, Maxi, Felipe, Marcano, Alex Telles, André, Danilo Herrera, Corona, André Silva, and Otavio. Obvious question: what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a very good game. I was very happy, very impressed with Otavio once again. Uh, Beer Man did good too. Corona, he was really good. It was an all-around good effort from the team. Um, After we scored though, like a little bit towards the end of the first half, and even in the first half of the second, like the first 20 minutes or
Mm-hmm.
so, I think they changed the strategy, and I can appreciate that, and I'll tell you why. It seems like we were defending to try to hold the result, which there will be some games where you will have to do that, depending on who you play. Like if we make it past Roma or even play Roma in the Champions League qualification, that's important. You need to learn how to defend, and our defending hasn't been that great the last couple of seasons. So it is good to see, and I can appreciate Nuno's thinking there on that strategy. At least that's what I'm taking it as watching the game. It
Yeah.
looked like he was just trying to hunker down a little bit and just try to hold on to the score. The counterattack was good. You could tell they were just trying to defend and hit on the counterattack. It wasn't as successful as I would like it to be, but it's promising. The team is still learning to play with each other, so I think it's on the up from here. And Otavio is a machine. Like I said, I'm very excited to see what he can do for us this season. And yeah, that's what I got to say about that game. It was a little bit slow. Like I said, they were defending. It kind of got a little boring, but it's because of the strategy, and people have to realize that. He was trying out a strategy to hold on and see how the defense will do, because, like I said, you do have to do that in some games, and I'd rather do it now in the preseason and try it out, see how it works, than later on and try to figure out who we're going to put in to help defend. You never know if you will have a player that'll get ejected and you'll have to play defense. So
Yeah.
I can appreciate that strategy by Nuno.
Okay. Um, Look, I saw on Sport TV something that surprised the heck out of me. Now, they were listing out players that Nuno has supposedly cut from the team or doesn't want them to stay on the squad. And I saw Ayun's name in there, and I'm thinking, why the hell would Nuno want Ayun to leave? He was, I mean, I get it that you don't think that his defending is all that great, but he was at least, if he's not the first, he's the second guy with most assists in the league last year. And Porto's attack isn't that great. Why would Nuno want to get rid of Ayun? Especially when he's done the same mistake before with Jonas. I mean, uh,
Where did you see this?
Sport TV and Sport TV. Sport TV are they're a reliable source of information. I mean, it's not like they're the newspapers and they say something that something's gonna happen and it doesn't happen. They normally tend to have very good sources. I mean, they did say that Bet was about to have his medical at Sporting when he did find them. So, but yeah, I saw it on Sport TV.
I don't know about that. I mean, they just spent to buy him. I think his clause was 7 million from Watford. So I don't think that they would spend the 7 million if they weren't planning on keeping him. I mean, it could be what Sport TV said, but yeah.
Kevin, just to cut you off though, I mean, he has market. I don't think that's an issue. I think Porto could buy him for 7 million and then sell him for 15. That's not the point. What I'm asking is, why would Nuno want him to leave, or why would he cut him from the team? I don't think that makes sense. Not.
It doesn't, and I disagree with that.
Exactly.
And I do disagree with that. That's a stupid move. I mean, I don't know if we led the team in assists or whatnot, maybe the second best, but that's a pretty stupid move. The guy can put in the cross and he can score too. So I don't really get that unless they're trying to make money on Layun, which they desperately need. I know they're being impressed by UEFA because of the fair play, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I doubt it. If he is on the list that Nuno doesn't want him on the team, that's just dumb because you can play him left back, you can play him right back, you can play him in the midfield, and you can play him as a winger. So that's a guy that you can use everywhere.
I
So it
mean,
doesn't really make sense to me.
exactly. It was the league's. Oh, I think it was the league's top most assists with about like 17, 18 assists, and we're talking about a team that didn't score that many goals. So
Hmm.
I think it is a bad decision if he ends up going, and a good one for us. I mean, I was talking to Alex about this, and he said, straight up he could go to Sporting, and I said, yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind him at Benfica because he's a very good player, and if Nuno does cut him from the team, not from a business perspective, I think that's just stupid. If it was a business perspective and say, look, we're going to cash in on this guy, okay, fine. But if he did cut him from the team for other reasons, I think that's rubbish.
Layun was Porto's best player last season, so I mean, I think it's kind of stupid if he's even debating cutting him off the team.
Hmm.
Maybe it doesn't
Exactly, I
just suit his
agree.
style.
It doesn't suit his, but like, I think Layun is a very versatile player, though. I mean, I don't think he has that issue.
Yeah, but maybe Nuno is just messed up in the head, you know? Like,
Maybe.
he gets rid of Jonas.
I mean,
Nah, he's a good
I said
coach.
it before. I mean, yeah, he can be a good coach, but he could be bad at judging players because I mean, he did cut Jonas from the team, and look what he turned out to be: 60 plus goals for
Yeah, but this is a whole
Benfica.
different league.
Still,
You'd think
I
that
don't
if
know.
he stood in La Liga with Nuno,
We
Jonas would be
probably
what he
would
is
score at
today.
least 25 goals,
Yes.
at least. He could,
Not as
No,
much
In
as
La
yeah.
Liga?
not as much
It's
as
not.
no.
I think it's down. I think it's down. Oh, guys. I know that our league isn't as great, but I think it's down to the coach. I don't think it's down to the players that you're facing. It's down to the coach and the way that he plays you. That's my opinion, though. I mean,
he wouldn't have
uh,
as much goals as he does, but I know he'd have a
He
lot.
was average when he
we're
was at
talking.
Valencia.
Yeah, but we will be
Average.
talking. We'll be talking at least 15 plus goals on genres. That's what I'm thinking, though. 'Cause
I'm
it's
thinking
not.
maybe 5.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so your big boy, Andre Silva, 6 goals in 6 games. Kevin established himself in the first team, main guy, number 10.
I think so. I think he should be the starter. He's got like 8 goals in 8 games. Very, very impressive. He could even be the top scorer in the league. So I don't know if he'll keep it up. I really do hope so. So we'll have to see about that with the new signing, what happens with that. I know we'll get into that, but yeah, he should definitely be the starter, no question about it.
You just better hope that he's not a one-season wonder. That's the biggest danger with those
Was
players.
Jonas one season wonder?
No,
What
that's
about
what I'm saying.
Renato?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because I think that Rodrigo was a one-season wonder at Benfica. Because then he moved on to
Yeah.
Valencia, didn't do
Well,
crap. Jonas had 2 good seasons. What were you saying, Alex?
Kevin mentioned Renato, and he could be a one-season wonder. Just saying.
He could. He could,
I don't
but
think he will be,
I think he
honestly.
will. I don't think it's gonna
What
be
are you
a
guys
game
think about his
time.
injury?
I
How did
think.
he get injured?
He
Yeah,
did? When?
Yeah,
I
he got
didn't even
injured
know he was injured.
like two
he
two
got
to
injured.
four.
He's gonna miss out 4 weeks. He got injured in the final or in
It's
the
not like he's
final
gonna
of
play anyway, so
European Cup. He got
It's not
injured
like
in
he's
the
gonna
final.
play. All
he,
right.
All
he's
right,
not
but
gonna play at Bayern
Renato,
anyways.
we're going on a tangent here. That's not the point.
Well, it's
What I'm
kind of still on
saying,
Yeah.
topic. He's
yeah,
Portuguese.
I know, but what I was saying, Kevin, is that you need to be wary if he's a one-season wonder. That's the biggest danger with these guys. But anyway, you've loaned out Vitor Garcia to Nacional, which is a player that I think is a very good player, a very good right back. Could be good in the future. Hernani, João, and Suk are also rumored to leave. I'll talk about Martins Indy in the second. I don't see why Hernani would leave, but João and Suk I think are no-brainers.
Yeah, Josue, he can go wherever he wants. Turkey, if he wants to go back to Braga, whatever he wants to do is fine with me. Suk, he's just mediocre. I don't know why we bought him in the first place. Maybe it was just to like piss off Bruno de Carvalho, which probably is the case because he likes to piss everybody else off. But other than that, I mean, it makes no sense why we even signed Suk. And I know he was good with Stubel, but that's a completely different team. So Joshua, like I
But
said, he can go. What was that?
yeah, I was gonna say you're not the only one that's made this mistake before. Benfica, for example, signed Derlei that had 22 goals or 23 goals for Marítimo, and then scored about two for Benfica. So
Yeah,
you're not the only team that makes those types of mistakes.
yeah, we all make mistakes, right? Like in Bula.
Yeah.
Do you think Benfica only signed Darley just so we could keep him away from Sporting and Porto?
No, I think he could have been a good player for us. I just don't think he worked out. I don't think he got the game time that he needed. But no, I don't think that was the case because he proved himself. I mean, scoring 20 plus goals with Marítimo is very good. It's very good.
Yeah, true.
So here's the big one on Martins Indy here. Uh, if he does leave, okay, let's assume that Martins Indy's gonna leave because I don't think he's gonna stay because he didn't even practice with the squad or anything. And I saw on FC Porto Global that he was mentioning out Mangala, that he was liking some Instagram posts on Porto and whatnot. But Manchester City did sign John Stones, so Mangala could be on his way out. If he does join Porto, though, here's my question: is he an upgrade on Martins Indy?
I would like to think so. Martins Indy, he's had his good days and he's had his bad days, but he's just shaky at the back, and it's unfortunate too. But I really wanted him to work out, but it's obviously his time to go. I don't really like the way that the club is treating him. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair, and I hate when teams do this. And it's not just Porto. I've seen other teams do it. It's kind of a smack in the face, you know. But yeah, Mangala is an upgrade. Uh, he's not the same Mangala that he was when he was with Porto, so I don't know how that would work out. I guess it's worth finding out if he's even going to come. I really don't think so. But yeah, that's just my take on that.
But you think Martins Indy is bound to leave, right?
Unfortunately, yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, the way they're treating him, and I heard they're going to put him on the B squad. Like
Yeah,
what the heck
yeah.
is that? You know what I mean? Like that just pisses me off, and I just don't like when players get
The
treated that way.
same thing like with what happened with Rolando, but at least that one he had him coming because he threw his jersey away. I don't know if you remember that Rolando
Yeah,
thing where
he tried
he
forcing
got
his way
subbed
out.
off. Yeah, he got subbed off and then he threw his shirt to the ground and all that, and then he was pushed to the B squad and eventually left. But that's a bit different. I don't think Martins Indy did anything to deserve that. I am with you on that one.
And he's not acting out. He's not disrespecting the club after all this, sending him away,
And
not
some
even being presented, and he still kept his mouth shut. So, it's just not right. Like, give the guy a chance. The team is new. Maybe he'll do better this season. If he doesn't do good, then in January, then ship him out. I just don't.
He
I don't
was
like it.
good. He was good at the World Cup, so that's what surprised me. I mean, when they first signed him, I was like, holy hell, Porto got a bargain right there because he went to Porto for about 6 million, and
Hmm.
after that World Cup performance that he had, I thought Porto had gotten a great player. I mean, maybe he just didn't adapt, and maybe with the new squad he could have gotten better. Who knows now?
Hmm.
Um. So you signed. Oh my God! Now I'm gonna have
Here
to
we go.
butcher this guy's name. Deplatre. Deplatre. I think that's how you say it. That doesn't really matter. I'll look it up in the future. I mean, we're gonna hear a lot from him, I guess.
Can,
But yeah, Deplatre joined Porto from Ghent. He cost you 6 million euros. Now I know this is a little bit, or not a little bit. This is super early to say, but he's 27 and he comes from the Belgium league, which really isn't an amazing league. Isn't that a little bit too much to pay for a non-proven player, especially at that age?
well, it could be unproven in our eyes. Whoever watches
It
the.
is. It is. I know. Yeah, I'm talking normal guys that are just Portuguese league watchers. I mean, probably most people don't watch the Belgium league. That's why I'm asking. I mean, he is an unproven player to you, unless you tell me otherwise.
I've never seen him, never heard of him. I haven't seen any YouTube videos. I don't like to
He's
go off that too much.
I can tell you, he's got like 65 games and like 25 goals, something like that. So, I mean, that's decent.
Yeah, but once again, we're talking Belgium league. Who knows? But anyway, the price tag, 6 million for a 27-year-old striker. I mean, Benfica paid 7 million for Mitroglou, and Mitroglou is 27, but he had a full year in the Portuguese league and proved himself. Do you think that Porto might have jumped the gun a little bit?
How much is Jimenez? I mean, how old is Jimenez? I'm sorry.
He's 24. He's gonna turn 25 next
24, and cost you guys 20-something mil.
year. Yeah, 21 million.
I mean, 6 million for a striker is not that much. They didn't really have to. I mean, Abubakar's not that bad of a player. He started off well last season and just kind of went on the decline. So maybe they're trying to ship him off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I really honestly don't know how to say this guy's name. Do I say Depoitre, Depoitre? If we could put a poll and see how everybody wants me to pronounce his name or something, I don't know. But
I mean, from the Port Canal, I saw Depoitre, but if you can pronounce it like that, then I think
Laurent Depoitre.
I'll just say Laurent. You can say Laurent, I guess. Laurent.
Yeah, I'll just say Laurent. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, what you were saying?
I hope he works out. I mean, I don't think he's going to start over Andres Silva, but maybe they can have a partnership up front. But that leaves me questioning what's going to happen with Adrian Lopez.
And Gwen.
What are they going to do?
What about him?
Yeah, Abubakar's on his way out, I think. But Bueno,
Abubakar's good though.
he's been on the climb, like I just said.
I don't mind Abubakar either.
I think he's good. He was good in France. He's decent for Porto. I mean, I just don't really understand.
Yeah, that's because you didn't see the Ruiz miss that he had. I forgot against who. He had a wide open net miss like Ruiz.
He has plenty of misses, but I think it's down to his psychological state, because when he was backing up Jackson Martinez, I said he was good. I told my friends, if Jackson leaves, you have nothing to worry about, because Abubakar seems to be a very good replacement. And then he started off the season well, and then from then on he just went down, started the next season up, and then went down again.
But Porto weren't very good either, though, so.
Yeah, exactly. Porto wasn't like the best team in the league as well, Kevin. So.
No, and I get that, but when he started off very well for us, he could have helped us out a lot more than what he did, honestly. So, I mean, he did have some good goals. He scored a nice goal there in the Champions League. I forgot who the opponent was, but he started off well, and I had high hopes for him. In the first couple of games of the season, he has so many goals, and then all of a sudden, he's on a decline, and the next thing you know, he's on the bench. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, so you think 6 million isn't too much for a striker, and that Abubakar is gonna leave? Is that it?
I would say you should have paid 4 or 5. 6 might be a little much, but it could work out. If it doesn't work out, then yeah, obviously it is too much. But I would have rather taken those 6 million and got Rafa Silva.
Anyway, so moving on now, Porto are gonna play Rio Ave. We already discussed what you think is gonna happen on that game. The match is on Friday, 8:30 local time, 3:30 US time. So keep an eye out for that.
Can I just say something on that real quick?
Yeah, I'll say something on that real quick. But sure, yeah, go on.
Only because of the Rio Ave game. Anybody who lives in the U.S., I don't know about Canada, but in the USA, the game is going to be on Univision Deportes network. So that's because the rights here are a mess, and I don't know if the other games will be shown this weekend. I have to point that out too. You have to keep your fingers crossed if you're a Benfica fan or Sporting fan, and hopefully RTP picks it up for one of the Saturday games, and that way we'll at least have 2. So I don't know who's going to pick up the rest of the games, but I know Univision Deportes Network is picking up one this week.
Okay, thanks for the information there, Kevin. Always on the lookout. If you have anything new on that, feel free to post it up on Twitter or say it on the podcast.
Definitely.
So you guys play Roma next week as well. And before I ask you your opinion on this game, this is a massive screw up by Porto, in my opinion. The Poitre that they just signed
Laurent.
can't play versus Roma. I mean, what the hell?
I don't think they realized it. I mean, it happens. I mean, you can.
That's a new mistake, though. That's a new mistake, Kevin. Sorry to cut you off, but when you're signing a guy and you leave Abubakar out, I mean, what happens? And this is just speculation, obviously, but this is me speculating. But what if Abubakar has a deal to go somewhere, and Porto had already accepted the offer? Abubakar says, okay, yeah, I accept the contract, and he's off to somewhere, and he leaves you with Andre Silva for 2 games?
So
I mean,
if we qualify, can Laurent be
yeah.
eligible? Okay.
Yeah, he can. He just can't play on the Champions League because he played on the Europa League qualifiers with Ghent, and that also is the same. It counts the same.
Well, mistakes
Europa
happen. I
League,
mean,
Champions League, same thing.
they obviously overlooked that. I mean, it happens. I think Alex will agree that mistakes can happen. Maybe not purposely. I mean, you can have a team loan out a player to another team. You're both fighting for relegation, and somehow, some way, you utilize the player, and then 2 weeks later, they deduct points, and you're the one staying afloat, and the other team is going down, and you have a partnership, and you bought their TV rights. So, I mean, it can happen. I mean, if it happened there, it can happen with this, and I'm just disappointed that it did happen with us. I think that was overlooked, and I honestly think that one just fell right through the cracks.
Yeah, it's a big screw up by Porto.
Yeah, and
I
just by the
mean,
way, if you guys don't
yeah.
know what we're talking about, or what Kevin was talking about, Benfica cheated, or SLBB cheated to stay up. So, you know.
Whatever. Well, I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, just if anybody
Yeah.
wants to know about that, look up the Finance and Benfica partnership.
Hey, if anybody wants to know about that, feel free to DM me and Kevin. Don't DM Peter or Kyle, because they won't tell you what's really going on.
Anyway, let's
Moving on.
Let's move on. You have the smallest squad out of the 3, and I'm gonna point you the squad, Kevin. And all right, so you got Casillas, Jessa, and João Costa. João Costa is basically backup. Then you have Maxi, Alex Telles, Lyon, Shidozi, Felipe Marcano, and Reyes as the defenders. Brahimi, Corona, Otávio, and Varela wingers. Midfielders, you have Herrera, Danilo, Andre, Ruben Neves, João Teixeira, Evandro, Sérgio Oliveira. Then on the strikers, you have Abubakar, André Silva, Lohan, Bueno, and Adrian Lopes. Now I'm just going to ask you real quick. I got a couple of guys with some question marks that I want you to give out your opinion on what you think they're going to stay or they're going to leave, or would you cut them from the squad? That's also an option. On the goalkeepers, I wouldn't change anything, at least not in my opinion, because you got Casillas and Jessa. But and also not on the defense. But on the wingers, Brahimi. I mean, was he presented? I believe he was, but I don't believe he was called up to the Champions League. Does that mean that he's going to go?
Yeah, and I don't mind it. We need to make money. He hasn't been up to expectations, so he can go.
Herrera.
He can go too. Cash in on him because he's just mediocre.
Evandro.
He's definitely got to go.
Sérgio Oliveira.
He can stay with the squad. He works hard. He has a nice hard shot, long distance shot. He scored a couple of nice goals last year, a couple of screamers. So I'd keep him.
Abubakar.
Oh, geez, you got to get rid of him. You can't have 5 strikers.
Bueno.
He's a hard worker. I'd keep him.
Adrian Lopes.
Give him a chance. Give him till January. See what he can do.
6. So those are 6 players that we can cut, including João Costa going to the B squad and moving up and down when needed, and Shidozi doing the exact same thing, like we discussed with Benfica. That leaves you with a 20-man squad. Is that deep enough? I mean, it leaves you right now. You have 3 wingers or 4 wingers with Brahimi. I mean, at least you gotta do something on the wings, right? Because
Rafa
Corona, Otávio,
Silva's coming.
Varela.
Don't worry.
Okay, but you gotta sign someone, right? That's the point. You gotta sign someone, right?
Yeah, Rafa Silva's coming.
Okay, and would you take up an attacking midfielder? Because if you cut Herrera, it leaves you with Danilo, Andre, Ruben Neves, Teixeira, and Sergio Oliveira. None of them. I mean, Teixeira is an attacking midfielder, but would you take up on another one, or do you play Bueno as an attacking midfielder? That's also an option.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on this. That's a short squad, but then again, you got to look around, and they have a couple of players who are very versatile. Let's take Layun, for example. I mentioned before, he can play a number of different positions. Otávio can play in the middle or in the wing. Teixeira can do the same. So,
Sergio Oliveira could also
and Sergio
do
Oliveira can do it too.
8 and 6. So
Yeah, so
when Adrian Lopez even can play on the wing, I can see your point. I think the biggest thing when I was doing this, and I told you, what the hell, how do you have no backup for Maxi? I think this is huge because, okay, imagine that Layun gets injured or sold or loaned or whatever. You have Varela. Can Varela really replace Maxi even for just one match? I mean, it depends on the opposition, right?
yeah, it definitely depends on the opposition. I mean, if you're going into the Champions League and you're playing, let's say you're in the knockout phase, and you're playing somebody like Liverpool, for example, I'm just off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Is he good enough to play on the wing? I mean, if Coutinho plays on the wing there, he's going to eat Varela alive. So you can try to double team. You could try to double team. I don't know if that'll work, but that's just tough. I don't know if we can use Varela as a right back. Now, if you're playing somebody like a smaller team, like if you're going to play Boavista, I don't mind it. But a bigger club, you can't do it.
So you'd sign backup? Or would you push someone from the B? Because, see, this is weird, because I was about to ask you, do you push someone from the B squad? But you had Vitor Garcia and you won him out. So, do you sign someone?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're going to sign backup, then you got to get rid of Varela. I mean, what use is he going to be? You're not going to buy a player, just sit him on the bench. Either he stays or he leaves.
It could be winger backup, I don't know.
Nah, he's not good enough for a winger. Good enough for a winger.
But there should be something that should scare you, or at least in my opinion would scare me. You could go into the Champions League playing with Varela, Shidozi, Marcano, and Alex Telles Layun. Does that worry you? Playing Shidozi, Marcano, and Varela in the Champions League?
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Really? That doesn't worry you at all?
Nah, honestly. Well, the Shidozi, yeah, but Varela's a right back. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, like I said, it depends on who you're playing, but even if you have Varela as a right back, like double team, I've seen it happen where a team is short-handed one player and you double team, so you got to have an extra body in the middle to cover for the double team. But yeah, I think we should be fine, and I do think we will pass Roma and go to the group stage.
Okay, thanks for also clearing that up. We'll have your opinions. I mean. Can someone help me out here?
Wait, when do they play?
I forgot to check. Did they play on Tuesday or Wednesday? If someone can check, please let me know.
Yeah, I retweeted that a little while ago. Let me just see. They play Roma on the 17th.
Wait, okay, so 17th is...
That's a Wednesday, I believe.
That's Wednesday, okay.
Yeah, so, it is a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll have your thoughts on the games. So moving on to Sporting now, Alex.
It's about time. I've been sitting here, however long this last podcast and this podcast has been like 45 minutes. I probably said like a couple sentences.
I offered for you to go first.
Yeah, you didn't take it.
Yeah,
well, I don't run the show here, so.
I'm not like I don't know what it feels like to be last, all right? You know what it's like to be last, so.
I
Yeah,
gotta
no,
say
I
the best
was
for
last.
last.
I was last before. I mean, Benfica was last
Wow.
before, so me and Kyle had to do this before as well. But anyway, so Alex, you didn't manage to watch the game against Nice. I don't think you lost that much. You ended as a 0-0 draw. Patricio saved a penalty.
Yeah, it was boring.
You guys won the cup on forfeit because Nice had to go get their flight back to France. So that's how you win a trophy.
Yeah, it is, of course.
But you did watch the game against the Betis and you lost 3-2. Slimani and Alan Ruiz scored both your goals and some guy got a hat trick. I can't remember who he is. With Betis.
Ruben Castro.
There you go.
Man.
All right,
Alright,
so
well.
Alex, your lineup was with Patricio, Schelotto, Coates, Naldo, and Marvin. William, Bruno Paulista. I'm going to ask you about this. Gelson, Bruno Cesar, Brian, and Alan Ruiz, the AA front two. Before I ask you what you thought about the game, I mean, we know it's George and he's weird, but Paulista didn't play one game in preseason,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he's playing the one before the last.
Yeah.
Funny.
I don't really know. I don't think he'll play for us, like in competitive games or anything. I just don't think he's good enough. But I don't know. It's weird because we could have gave like a different young guy a chance that maybe would have a shot. Because I think we all know Paulista is not going to play at all. I think he even knows that as well. So I mean, it is weird, but.
All right. So, but what did you think of the game in general, Alex?
We were definitely the better team. Like, we might have lost, but we should have won that game with that Ruben Castro guy. He's like 35 years old. He is so clinical in front of the net. I mean, but we had some sloppy defending, though.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that I believe your second goal was just terrible. The long ball. What was Coates doing there?
Man, I don't know what's wrong with Quantesh. Like, he was so good when he first joined. He was so good, and I don't know what he was doing over the summer. I don't know if he was hanging out with Tarap or something, but like, I don't know. He's just not been very good.
That was very funny.
It was funny, wasn't it? I know that the people that are watching, they're probably gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about now.
I was thinking how bad you guys were defending.
Yeah, I think we just need to sign a center back, pair him up with Semedo, or give Paulo that spot again, and then I think we'll be set at the back.
But we'll get to your squad in a little bit. There's still a little bit more to
I have
go.
to say though, Alan and Brian, that's gonna be deadly. Like, that's gonna be good. Trust me. Alan Ruiz, you guys
Yeah,
make
deadly
fun
as
of him.
losing the title again.
I mean, Brian Ruiz. I mean, guys, let's give it to them. Brian Ruiz is the best center back in the Portuguese league. So, I mean, they do have that in their favor.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree.
But jokes aside,
Yeah, that was
Alex,
funny. That was
do you
funny.
believe?
No, we know it was mad funny.
Do you believe that Alan Ruiz can replace Slimani for at least the first game of the season? Because I don't know if you remember this, but when Slimani elbowed Samaris back in the Taça de Portugal, he got banned for one game and he's gonna be suspended for the first match of the season against Maritim. Do you think that Alan Ruiz can replace him in such a big game, or?
I don't really know. I hope he can, but I mean, I think it's so stupid that Simoni gets banned for doing something in a cup competition. He should just be banned.
I don't think that's what you gotta be annoyed at. I think you gotta be annoyed over, and he was only banned at the end of the season. After the season ended. I think that's what you gotta be mad at. Not.
He shouldn't have been banned in the first place. Things happen on the pitch,
Yeah, you're allowed to elbow. Yeah.
Things just
Yeah, but
happen
okay.
sometimes.
But it's fine. You think that you hope that he can replace him basically for
I
this match.
hope. I mean, he's been okay in the friendlies. Like he hasn't been bad, but I don't know. I think maybe it's too early. We're still gonna win. I don't care if we scrape by and win 1-0. 3 points. That's what we need, and I think we'll get
3 points. Theo and Barkus are gone. Much to say about this? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really care if they don't want to be. Well, Barcos is awful, but if Taylor doesn't want to be here, then he can go.
Okay.
It was just loans.
Pellegrini was
Sure.
loaned out. Yeah, both. No, Theo was loaned out with an option to buy, and Barks was just loaned out because probably no one wants to buy him, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. We should have just kept Freddie Montero, but.
Oh, you know why he got sold? Oh wait, you don't, because financial issues. No, it's seriously, but let's not get into that. He got sold because of financial issues. Pelinha was loaned out to Belenenses. What do you think about that? I mean, Jorge said Yuri, Pelinha, and another player, which I can't remember, were gonna stay in the squad, and then Pelinha a couple weeks later ends up being loaned out.
I think it's disappointing because he's a pretty good young talent. And I don't know why George says stupid things like that. But if he's not gonna, if he's gonna just loan him out, why say that? But he's a good player. I thought he was gonna play. He started a lot in the friendlies. But maybe that's because we didn't have William for a little bit. But I hope when he comes back, maybe he learns something out there. Maybe he has like a good season like Yuri. I know he played well from what he ends. But hopefully he can come back and be a part of the squad. Because I like him personally.
Look, there's something that I gotta ask you, and I know that you probably did not see this. I only saw this. By the way, the other guy was Podians, and I was about to touch upon him. I don't know if you saw this. I don't think you did. But and I saw this on Facebook. I saw a video, and this is why I think it's a little bit ridiculous. George is a little bit ridiculous. Podians was subbed on a match. I'm not sure if it was Betis or Nice or whatever game it was. He got subbed on. And a couple of minutes later, you see George pushing him to the side.
Yeah, I seen that. That was versus Betis. Yeah, I watched that.
What do you make of that? I mean, he completely destroyed the kid there.
I don't think he destroyed him. I just think maybe he was telling him to maybe he did something he didn't like, and he had to change up what he was doing.
I think George said he's overconfident.
I don't know.
I'm not. I just don't think that the way that he dealt with such a young guy, I don't think that's just good. That's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think?
Well, George isn't very good at developing the young players, so he's good at winning titles. So, I mean, he can destroy him if he wants. If he brings home the Portuguese League title, then I'll be happy.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know what to tell you, to be honest. I don't really know what to tell you about Potence, to be honest. I don't know why he would pull him aside. He didn't look like he was overconfident. Like he wasn't even being a ball hog or nothing. He was.
See, I don't know, man. I think George is already trying to set you guys up for something that's gonna happen. I don't like the way that he deals with a couple of players. But moving on to that, you signed Beto, the former Sevilla goalkeeper, former Sporting goalkeeper, former Porto goalkeeper. He's finally gotten backup for Rui Patricio. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank God.
Yeah, and decent backup.
I think he's almost too good to be a backup, to be honest.
I think you got a point there. I'll give you that. Before I forget, you guys play Marítimo at home 1:30 US time, 6:30 Portugal. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Bet is a good signing, and good job on that one. Now, Alex.
All of our signings are good.
I got a couple ones to ask you about. I don't think you're gonna be that happy. But you got 29 players. I'm gonna tell you your squad right now. You currently have Rui Patrício, Beto, and Yug. Skelotos, Gaio, João Pereira, Marvin, Jefferson, Coates, Schmied, Ronaldo, Paulo, Oliveira, and Everton.
That's huge. Yeah, that's.
On
We
the
got by
wingers,
far the most.
yeah, you have a lot of defenders by far. Out of the big three. On the wingers, you have Yuri, Gelson, Paudiense, Mateus, Pereira, João Mário, Brian Ruiz, and Bruno Cesar. I mean, Brian Ruiz can play as an attacking midfielder.
Yes.
On the midfielders, you have William, Adrian Silva, Bruno Paulista, Petrovic, Aquilani, and Melli. Strikers, you have Slimani, Spalvis, and I mean, I put Alan Ruiz just to not look, so it doesn't look that bad, but.
He has been playing a striker though. In the
Exactly.
friendlies.
So I mean, that's why I'm gonna put him there. All right. So a couple players that I got question mark. I'm gonna ask you if you keep them or you sell them. João Pereira.
So.
You got.
Wait, do you want me to be quick like Kevin, or do you want me to tell you what?
No, you can tell me why. Sure. Why not?
Because he's shit.
Okay.
Wow.
Dropping out the S word right there. Gaio.
We loan him.
You sure you don't want to keep him for backup to Skeleton?
No, I would want to loan him.
You want one right back only?
We can call somebody up maybe.
Okay.
Or buy
Jefferson.
someone.
There's no really.
Sir, who? I didn't hear because
Kyle said you could just buy someone, but I don't think you should do that with Gaio.
Yeah,
It is George Russo. It is George Russo. You can sign someone up that's like 30 years old. Jefferson.
Keep him, and we should be starting him.
Paulo Oliveira.
Keep him, and he should partner Ruben Samedi.
Now.
See, that one's a bit tougher. He'd be an okay backup, but I'd say keep him.
Coates.
If there's an option to terminate his loan, then do that as quick as possible.
Everton.
So.
Paudiense.
See, I like him, but.
B team. I mean, don't forget B team's an option, okay? You don't have to necessarily get rid of him. You could push him to the B team. Yeah, that's an option.
I'd have him as like a floater. If we're missing someone, then we call him up, but he's in the B team.
Okay, Yuri.
Keep him and play him.
Mateus.
B team.
Paulista.
I'd probably loan him to Brazil or something like that.
Petrovic.
I haven't seen too much of him, so I'd keep him. Maybe he's an okay backup. Aquilani, I like Aquilani. He's good, but he wants to go. But if I had a choice, I'd keep him.
Okay. So let's see. You cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. I'm counting Paudiense here. So that leaves you with 23 players. 24 if you count Paudiense, but it goes from the B team to the A squad. All right, I'll give you that. You cut down the squad to a decent size. I mean, you still need a backup for right back, but then you have Marvin and Jefferson, which is okay. You'd have Samir, now Paulo Oliveira, 3 center backs. I think you should keep another one, but someone could pop up. On the wingers, you keep Yuri, Gelson, João Mário, Ruiz, and Bruno Cesar. I think that's more than good enough. Midfielders, you keep William, Adrian Silva, Petrovic, Aquilani, and Melli. But once again, striker's the issue. You gotta sign someone. I mean, you got Slimani, Spalvis is out for 6 months, so he doesn't count, and you got Alan Ruiz. I mean, but who are you gonna get? I mean, I heard that you guys want the, I think he's Colombian or whatever, or Belgian, but he doesn't want a 5-year contract or something. I can't remember the guy's name, but you have to sign someone, right, Alex?
Yeah, the striker's definitely a problem. I think we need one more center back, and then we need a striker, and then we can win the title, or at least challenge for the title. But we definitely need a striker.
You need a lot more than that, buddy.
I mean, our squad's just as good as yours, if not better. And we got a manager that's way better, and we got the future best center back.
Yeah, have
That's
fun in
what she
seventh
said.
place again.
Okay. So I was just looking through the newspaper because I actually bought the newspaper earlier this week. I completely forgot about Douglas because uh, Trabzonspor vice president said that the deal could be closed this week, and this was on Sunday. So could be that center back you're missing, or even Rolando. Now, if you could choose Douglas or Rolando, who would you choose?
Um, well, Rolando's done decent out in Belgium. But I still don't think he's that good, so I'd probably take Douglas instead.
And I'm currently looking out for the striker that you wanted to get. I can't remember his. There we go. Castaños. That's his name. He's
Oh,
a
Lucas Staños?
Dutchman. Yeah, yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
Lucas
heard of that
Castaños.
guy.
You know him, Kevin?
I think he played for Inter Milan. I remember watching
he
the
did.
Italian league, and he was there. Yeah, so I remember him on Inter Milan. Pretty good.
I've never heard of him before, so I didn't even see his link with him.
I did.
It's in the newspaper, man. It's on this Saturday, this Monday's newspaper. It says that he wants 4 years though, and not 5 years. But Kevin, would that be a good deal for Sporting?
I think so. I mean, I don't blame him for not wanting to be there that long. I mean, he should be there for 3 years. That's what I would ask for. 3 years and release me if I'm not happy here because this team sucks. So, yeah.
I mean,
No,
we suck so bad, but we beat you twice. So.
he's a good player. So I think that's a good deal for Sporting, actually. When I saw that, I was like, wow, Bruno de Carvalho is actually making a good move here.
Yeah, but maybe they'd still need another one. But maybe they'd go on the right path. But that's it on Sporting. Unless you want to say something, Alex.
I think two strikers, Slimani and somebody else and then Alan Ruiz is good enough, in my opinion. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can move on to questions now.
First of all, before the Twitter questions, I got a poll that I posted. It got 62 votes. And I asked, with the Supertaça behind us and Sporting and Porto have played their preseason matches, which team looks the sharpest? 56% say Benfica, 29% say Porto, and 15% say Sporting. I mean, guys, clubs aside, I believe that Porto and Benfica are looking, the better teams right now. I mean, no offense to you, Alex, but your preseason, and Jorge Jesus is known for having bad preseason, so it's only preseason. Don't get too worried about it. But
I'm
from
not
what
worried
we've
at all.
seen-
Anyway, so.
I know, but I'm just saying that from what we've seen, guys, do you guys agree with this? I mean, Kyle, do you agree that Benfica looks the better team and then Porto and then Sporting?
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Benfiquista. I personally just think that they do look better than the other two teams. And Porto don't look bad, but the Benfica still look better.
And Kevin.
I gotta give my honest opinion. As much as I hate to say it, I do think Benfica does look the sharpest. Will they end up champions? I don't think so. I think Porto will do it. It's our time again. I hope these guys enjoyed this ride 3 years in a row. It shouldn't even went that long, honestly. So, yeah, Benfica's the sharpest. Porto is better, a lot better than the last couple of years, and Sporting is Sporting. What can I say about them?
Alex, I'm sure you'll disagree completely.
Yeah, I gotta be disagreeing on that one. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, yeah, Benfica do look the best out of the big three, but I'm okay with being the underdogs because Portugal were the underdogs and look what they did. So, I mean,
This is
it's
different,
fine.
buddy.
Yeah, this is different. Way
No,
different.
No, it's just an example though.
all right.
Listen, we're
That's okay.
big underdogs, you know.
Okay, but Benfica looked the sharpest out of the three. That's what we got.
Yeah, but you guys still aren't that good.
That's a good conclusion. Anyway, moving on to Twitter questions now. Matt Da Silva asked us, do you think that Portuguese clubs will do well in European competitions this season? It depends a lot on Porto, in my opinion. I mean, if they go through, I'm counting on having two teams make the round of 16.
Yeah,
one
that'll
of them
likely be
dropping down
Sporting
to
and
the Europa League.
Sporting and Porto, most likely.
and I hope Aroca can go through Olympiacos. I mean, especially now that Paulo Bento is going to coach them, they have a big chance of going through. That's my opinion, guys. I think unless Georgios changes his personality around and his view of the game around, I think Sporting are going to drop to the Europa League. I'm sorry to say this, Alex. I really, but I think that's just the way that he is. Kevin, what do you think of what the Portuguese clubs can do in Europe each year?
If Porto can pass Roma, which I do think they will, they will. Depends. We don't know who they'll play, obviously, in the group stage, but I think that they can make it out of the group stage. As the season goes along, they will be more confident, and morale will be up. I don't know so much about Sporting. I think Benfica can hold their own. They have the last couple of seasons. They've been impressive in Europe, but you guys know how I feel about Benfica qualifying. I'll just keep that on the down low because we talk about that in our DM. But yeah, I mean, if they do win, it's obviously good for Portugal, but you know how I feel.
Mm-hmm. But what about Braga? I forgot to mention Braga and Aroca. What do you think of their chances? Do you think Aroca has a chance of going through Olympiacos, and do you think that Braga are going to do a good Europa League again?
Yeah, as for Oroka, every team has a chance. It's 50-50. So, do I really think they'll make it? I don't really know. I really hope so, but I don't think so. Not against Olympiacos. But Oroka has beaten Porto. They handed it to Sporting
It's
and they
not hard to
handed it
beat
to
Porto.
Benfica. So, what?
Oh my.
It's not hard to beat Porto.
Alex, what do you
We got
think?
screwed. Don't even. I'm not even gonna go there. But we got screwed.
Exactly.
Who's that guy that
We got
scored?
screwed.
Walter
why I'm
Gonzalez
leaving
or
it.
something?
That's why I'm leaving this. Drop this subject.
Oh, and Braga. I
Alex,
think
what do
Braga
you
will do
think?
well.
Okay, Alex.
Um, for me, I think it's too early to tell because I feel like you need to see the groups before you can decide. Because you never know. Like Porto could be drawing Barcelona. They could be having one of the hardest groups out there, and
Yeah, I agree.
so I think you just need to wait till the groups come out. I hope. I mean, I know we have the quality in the teams to honestly for all of us to make it to the second or to the round of 16 of the Champions League, but I mean, you just have to wait.
What about Aroca and Braga?
I think Aroca can beat Olympiacos. And Braga, if they keep Rafa, then that maybe they can do what they did last year. But their squad hasn't gotten that much stronger. So
Kyle.
I'm gonna have to agree with Alex. But it's kind of sad to see Real Ave didn't make it against that team. I don't know what that team was, but
Slavia Praga.
yeah,
Praga.
yeah. That's kind of sad to see that they didn't make it, but I think that Aroca will make it, hopefully against Olympiacos, especially if Paulo Bento joins. But yeah, just like Alex said, it's too early to see because we don't even know the groups yet. But I do think Porto. I think they're gonna make it against Roma.
Okay.
maybe.
Kevin, this one's for you. Nelson asked, what do you make of Abubakar not getting registered for the Champions League playoffs?
Like I said, it is tough. You got pretty much like 5 strikers on a team, and unfortunately, not everybody can make it. They did screw up, like we touched on earlier, with the Laurent being brought in and leaving Abubakar out. Now you're down 2. So instead of having the dilemma of picking out of the 5, now you're stuck with only 3. So it kind of does suck. But I think that we'll be all right if we qualify. Laurent will be eligible, so
But I think Nelson meant more like, do you think that he's on his way out, basically?
Yeah, like I said before, I think he's on his way out.
Okay. Nelson asked us another question, saying, out of the top 4 teams, so Benfica, Porto, Sporting, and Braga, which position do they need to strengthen out the most? I'll go with Benfica, and I'll let Kyle answer Braga, and Kevin you do Porto, and Alex you do Sporting. Benfica, I think it's attacking midfielder. I think they need another backup for Andre Horta. Kevin, what do you think Porto needs to strengthen one position?
Somewhere in the defense, maybe you can get a center back who could be versatile, like Mangala. He can play on the left. He could play as a left back. We've seen that before. So I would say the defense and maybe one more attacking midfielder.
Alex.
I think we need a backup striker, and I think we need a center back. That's it.
And Kyle, what do you think Braga have to?
Well, I don't really watch Braga, but the game that I watched against Benfica, I'd say they'd have to get, I don't know, a solid center back.
Maybe
Well, yeah,
Buffon.
yeah, maybe yeah, or a striker actually. Well, Hassan he's pretty good, but maybe a striker. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Don't really watch Braga, but
I agree. Timo Barbudo Estes will be this year's top three leading goal scorers. I'm gonna go first. I think it's gonna be Jonas, Slimani, and Mitroglou, exactly like last year. Alex, what do you think?
For the top goal scorers,
Yeah, top three.
I got probably Slimani, and then Spalvis, and then we got Alan Ruiz probably.
Yo,
Spalvis won't play for the
Spalvis, injured Spalvis.
Yeah, when he comes back, he'll play like maybe.
Alex, seriously though.
I gotta go with Slimani, of course. Mitroglou, and then I don't know. That last one's a toss-up. Probably Andre Silva.
Okay. Kevin.
Yeah, you better put Andres Silva in there, Alex. Top three, no particular order. Jonas if he stays, Andres Silva, and Slimani if he stays. And if Slimani doesn't stay, then Laurent de Poitre.
No, I don't agree with that.
Jonas is past his time. We all know he's past his time.
Yeah, I say Andres Silva, Slimani, and Jonas.
Okay, interesting that all of you placed in Andres Silva, putting Mitroglou, but I have a soft spot for Mitroglou, so can't really blame me. Barbudo, once again, Timo asked us, with the Rafa saga appears to still be ongoing, where will he end up? I don't know, maybe Benfica, maybe Porto. Kevin, you see
Sporting.
Porto, right?
He's going to Sporting. Imagine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Just
want to.
imagine that. Rafa to Sporting.
Where do you guys think that he's gonna end up, Kevin?
Premier League. Somewhere in the Premier League.
Alex?
Liverpool. If they're still linked with him, I don't know if they are. But...
That man Tottenham.
Kyle?
If I'm honest, I don't think he's gonna leave. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's gonna leave this season. Maybe in January, but the time is ticking. The transfer window is almost done, and Rafa still hasn't made his move yet.
Oh, he's still got 20 days.
Yeah.
Still got plenty of time. But
That's pretty much a month.
I'm going. I don't know why. I'm
we've
going
had
with
longer.
gut feeling. I'm going Benfica. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't think we need them.
Nah,
but
I
just got a gut feeling.
Yeah,
I got
if
a
he
gut
were to
feeling.
leave, I don't see him going to a Portuguese club. To
I
be
don't know.
honest.
I got a gut feeling. Either Benfica or Porto, but I'm leaning for Benfica. Barbudo asked us this one, and I'm gonna leave this one up to you, Kyle. And he asked, how the hell would anyone stop Benfica's speed all over the pitch with Slimani's elbows?
Yeah, that's the only way they can stop us.
We're looking very, very speedy, aren't we?
Yes,
fast.
yeah.
I
Especially
Speed doesn't always
disagree.
win games. Speed doesn't always win games, though. Tell you that.
Kevin, you didn't watch our preseason games, though. I mean, preseason was pretty good. I give you that, Braga. We didn't look that fast, but preseason, especially against Wolfsburg, with Sergi.
Did you guys look fast, or did Wolfsburg look slow?
No, I think we looked fast. But Voldo, once again, I mean, Timo left us with a couple of questions here. Yes, am I the only one that thinks that Alex is delusional? No, we all do.
No, he's not the only one. Trust me.
We all do besides Alex. So
Hey,
that answers that.
Timmy.
And yes,
Timmy.
Hold on. I'll let you have a go after this. Am I the only one who thinks that Alex looks 12? No, you aren't. No, you aren't.
I don't look 12.
wow.
I don't look 12. Jesus.
Oh my.
All right. Anyway,
I got a mustache.
Timo has actually finally a good question. Which team, excluding Benfica, Porto, Sporting, or Braga, will be the best this year.
Sporting.
I'm going with excluding Benfica, Porto, Sporting,
Yeah,
and
what the
Braga.
heck, Alex?
Wait, I didn't really. Sorry.
Excluding the top four. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay,
go
sorry.
with my second favorite club in Portugal. I'm gonna go Vitória de Guimarães. Kyle, who do you go with?
Rio Ave.
Kyle loves him.
What?
Kevin, we lost Kevin.
No, he said it.
Kevin.
Alright, sorry, my mic was muted. This is going to be a surprise, and I'm just going to be bold about this and say Shavs. Yep,
Oh,
Shavs.
that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
Alex, you're gonna go
Oh, yes, I was gonna go Josh, but now I don't look as cool. Now I look like I'm copying Kevin. Come on.
Guys, this is a one part. This is a two-part question. The second part of the question is who will struggle out of the top four? Who will struggle? I'll let you go first, Kyle.
Tondela.
Come on.
Alex.
Ferenc.
Kevin.
Boa Vista.
Interesting. Now, I want to have a look here real quick before I screw up. Hold on.
Wait. I seen a question. He wants to know what you're gonna name your kid, Peter.
Calm down. I'm gonna get to it. I think the team that's gonna struggle the most is gonna be Vitória de Setúbal. They should have gotten relegated last year, and I think they're not gonna miss the drop zone this year. Timo asks what I'm gonna name my child. I'm gonna name him Timothy because that's a good name.
Hey, wait. Can I answer what I want to name mine?
Yeah, well,
Alright,
sure. Why
listen.
not?
Alright, Slimani, buddy. If you're watching this, Slimani, I will name my first 6 kids after you, okay?
Slimani, Islam, Slimani, and then what?
Slimani, they're all just gonna be named Slimani. That's it.
Oh my god.
And then Jack asked me, has your carrot cake been baked yet? Yes, it has, and it's delicious. Thank you for asking. And last question, but not least, it comes from Neil. You said going into the season, SLB is the favorite with their deep squad. Shouldn't they focus on winning European trophies this year? I don't think there's a chance of that happening.
No.
I'll focus on the league. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I agree. Focus on the league, and in the future, if we keep winning the league, when we win our Hexacampeões, when we're the Hexacampeões, then after that, we'll be going for the UEFA competitions.
I think we gotta get real, and I think we gotta get that Tetra that has been missing in our history.
Yeah, you guys have never we've been to Tetris, you guys haven't, so.
I'm talking. It's disrespectful talk when others are speaking. Anyway, I think the only real chance of Benfica winning European competition or Portuguese to make it to everyone. I think it's Europa League. Kevin, do you think that Benfica squad is deep enough to challenge for Europe, for European Championship, of course?
I think so. They've proven it the last couple of seasons. But I do want to say one more thing before we end off with the Benfica topic. Everybody who tunes in this weekend to the games, let the Colingo begin.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna get past those decisions and what's gonna happen in these games. I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna have a set number of plays that I want your guys' opinion on. But anyway, to finish off on a Sportingista with a Benfica question, Alex, do you believe that Benfica squad is deep enough to run for European championships?
No, but Sporting's is.
Oh my.
And that's how you see it's diluted, people. That's how you see it diluted.
Porto and Sporting and Braga, you know. Well, you got a deep squads.
Hey, you might as well put Roca in there too.
Yeah, they're better than you guys, so.
Oh yeah.
Why not? But but that's all that I had for today. Unless you guys have something else to add.
Nope. Just let's start the hashtag.
I have a question for Kevin. I just want to know, like, how's it gonna feel being behind Sporting in second place at the end of the season?
Oh my.
You wish. Listen, you guys were in 7th place not that long ago. We were at 3rd place the last couple of seasons.
Financial issues. Okay,
I'm
well,
not even gonna answer that. I'm not even gonna waste my breath.
listen.
You'll be third, or fourth, or fifth.
You guys came ninth before, so that's the lowest of all the big three.
Whatever makes you happy, Alex. How's that?
I mean,
It's like the little kid that is like, Mommy, I want that. You're like, you'll have it one day, son. You'll have it.
It's like that dog, that gift that I tweeted with the bags of snacks being thrown at.
Here, this will make you feel better, I promise.
Exactly, yeah. Take your pick and it'll make you feel better,
go to
Alex.
that.
Whatever
Go
you
to
want.
that, Kevin, honestly. Go to
Alright,
that.
alright, guys, but I think that's it. I think
I
that's
just
all
wanted to
that
say, last time when I was on the pod, I left Peter a message to tell you guys, but Peter didn't say, and I'm pretty angry. I just wanted to say I'm sexy.
You're not sexy.
I'm sexy.
And I just killed a cockroach live, so there you go, guys. This podcast has everything. So there you go.
Alright.
But yeah, I think that's it. Unless you guys want to say anything else.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
say
say-
real quick.
Kevin.
Kevin
I'll go
wants to
first.
say something. Sure.
Yeah, I always want to say something at the end. You guys know that.
Yeah, I want to shout out everyone.
I want to shout out to everybody who's listening, all the questions from everybody. Peter's got yelled at by his mom.
Alex is just like, his mom just came in the room and just like,
What? Yeah, it's their mom, guys.
Your mom, man.
Yeah, she wants me to clean my room.
Wait till you mic. But go on, Kevin.
I thought I muted it.
You're right, this pod does have everything. Alright, yeah, I just want to shout out everybody who's listening and all the questions. We appreciate everybody's support, like always, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We'll be covering the first 3 games of the season, and we're gonna miss out on Alex. I can't believe this Alex isn't gonna be here. Oh my god.
I might not be either, but we'll see.
But we'll see about you. Anyway, guys.
Nobody misses Kyle, so it's okay.
If we miss out on Alex, if some Sportingista for some goddamn reason is listening to this, DM us. Let us know that you want to be on the podcast. We'll take care of that. And if Kyle can't be here, Timu, Nelson, someone, Neil, someone will pop up and join us for sure. So, but yeah, guys, next week we'll be discussing the first 3 games of the season. Yeah, first games of the season for the Big 3. And that's all for me. See you guys.
Alright, see you
Take
guys.
care.